So, step number 2, what we're going to do is we're going to make these letters look like they're thick, like they're made out of a block, or we carved them out of a piece of wood, or it was extruded out of the extruder that we have hanging on the wall in the back of the room. So that's what our next step is going to be. From any little point or from any edge, rounded or not, I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to be lining it up with those little corners or points or edges and lining it up to the left side vanishing point. So again, if we have to put a left and a right, we can do that. So that's going to be the next step, is take and shoot all the way back until you hit your stop line. And then don't make more work for yourself, because you'd have to go back and erase this later. That's all I'm going to do. Okay, inside and outside corners. I'm going to keep going. Okay, so you might have something that looks like this. Depends on your word. You can choose any word you want. You don't have to write the word art. I'm just doing that because it's pretty generic and it's pretty easy to follow. So as soon as I have all of these lined up towards the left vanishing point, now I need to end it back here, because we want the ends of the letters to look like they do in the front. So for example, this A has this big swoop down like a water slide, and then it's got this diagonal line. Back here, if I were to trace that, right now it's straight across from where this number 1 is all the way to my right vanishing point. So we want to make this look similar in the back to what it looks like in the front. It's not going to be exact, but we want it to mimic that shape back there. So what I would start with is I would start with the top of the A. I trace this back and I know, oh, okay, that's a curve, but then this right here is riding along this number 2 line all the way to the right side vanishing point. Since this is fairly straight, I'm going to run along this line that's fairly straight going to the right vanishing point back here. But I notice it takes a little curve here. If it takes a curve, I take a curve. If it curves and goes down, I'm going to curve and go down. But I'm going to not go down all the way to this line, because I have to save room for this, right? Again, we're making things that look similar in the back to what they look like in the front. It's not exact, but it's going to be a pretty close representation. So if I want to copy that diagonal way back here, I'm going to line this up and draw a line, and know I have to tweak it a little bit that my curve lines up back there. And that is all I'm going to see for the silhouette edge of this letter here. I'm not going to see anything through the A back here, because this is all going to become the side of the letter. Meaning, when I erase the lines I don't need anymore, this is kind of what she's going to look like. So far, so good. Okay, I'm going to finish, I call it chopping off. I'm going to finish chopping off the rest of the letters. It's super easy. The first one's the hardest one. Here I go.